All right, boys. Today I think I'm just gonna talk about Berserker, the new rotation, and how everything works. And in the end, I will give you the what I think the most optimal rotation. So first thing first, let's bring up the what's this? This thing, Notepad. Berserker. Let me make this a little bit smaller. All right. So Berserker rotation. The first thing is my Zerk build. In my case, I have a necklace with crit plus high swift. And the rest of my accessory are full crit. And for the bracelet, crit plus high swiftness. And of course, if you're lucky, you get some extra lines as well. So the reason why I like everything with crit, it's just simple, man. It does more damage. I did this test a long time ago. It just does more damage than if you go with one swiftness ring. I know the recommendation is one swiftness ring, but at this point, with area support has Healing 3, there's really no reason to do it. It gives more damage. And what did they change in the balancing patch? In the balancing patch, they made red dust. They gave it 8-second window now. 8-second damage window. And so the goal is fitting as many skills as possible. That's the goal. And so how does Berserker skill work? The thing is with Berserker skill, I don't know about the other classes. I have little to no knowledge about other classes except Paladin. So your skill, every Berserker skill, especially the main skills most people are using, is separated in 3 phases. You have activation time. So I'm just as timestamp. You have activation time, then you go into animation. So the animation takes time as well. And then when animation finished, you have animation finishing time. It takes time until it finishes. So let's just call it finishing time of the animation. So just a very quick example. Let's just do this. My finish strike, the first skill. So you have the swing. Before you go swing, you lean back, then you swing, you go into animation, 2 hits, and then after your second hits, you move back to your original position. At least you move back to the original stance. Right? That's the 3 phases of the skill. So activation time, animation time, and animation finishing time are just finishing time. Let's just make it easier, finishing time. And if you know this pattern on all your skills, what you want to do to fit in as more skills as possible, we need to talk about animation cancel. And animation cancel, in most cases, people thinking about, I use a skill, I use my space bar, so it's gone, right? So I can do this, I can roll back, there's my animation cancel. And that's not the animation cancel I'm talking about. It's not about spacebar. The thing I'm talking about is during finishing time, you want to trick the system to activate the next skill. So during animation, during the finishing time, you want to trick the system to activate the next skill. That's what I'm talking about, animation cancel. So this way, it will save your time to activate your next skill. And the thing we have to take into consideration on all my Berserker skills, not all skills can be activated during finishing time. Let's just say not all skills can break or cheat the finishing time of the previous skill. So what I mean by that, maybe I should make this more clearly. Let's just do this. I have skill 1. This is my rotation, activation, animation time, animation, finishing. So now I want to use my skill 2. Where do I want to use my skill number 2? I want to use it here. During the animation, during the finishing time. That's where I want to activate my skill 2. So here, I want to start with the activation time of my next skill. After this, you go back to animation time and finishing time again. So it's the same phase. Let's make it this way. It's easier. And then the same pattern will happen. You want to go to your skill number 3. And you want to do exactly the same for your finishing time. During your finishing time, you want to activate your next skill. So the reason you do it, it's just saving time. You're saving the 8 seconds. And the more you can do it, the better it is for your rotation to do the maximum damage. So the end result is simple. More time to fit in your skills during red dust. And red dust is really the most important skill for Zerg. You never want to miss the hit. Especially the 24% damage attack power is significant, not just crit, but also the 24%. So this is my goal. And what happens with Berserker skills, I'm not a game designer, but after many hours of testing yesterday, I tested this before already during the previous balancing patch. Not every skill can be animation cancelled, and not every skill can be activated during an animation cancel. And just a very simple example of that, the Brave Slash and Hellblade, these 2 skills. If I do Hellblade first and then I go to Brave Slash, it takes more time than if I do other way around. Because Hellblade has way quicker activation time, and it will cancel the finishing animation of the Brave Slash. So I hope, yeah, I'm not really good at explaining, but I hope people will understand what I'm talking about. So on Berserker, there are 3 skills that has really good activation time, which can be used to cancel the finishing time of the previous skill. And the 3 skills are the Hellblade, the Sword Storm, and the Temper Slash. These are the 3 skills that has way quicker activation time, which you can use to cancel the previous skill. And that's, I don't know why the other skill doesn't do it, but it probably has something to do with coding into the skill animation. And again, I'm not a game designer, so after the testing, these are the only 3 ones that actually works. So once you know it, you're gonna think about the pattern. How am I gonna do my red dust? And for this testing, I have to change my tripod a little bit. So this is my usual tripod. I put max MP increase, and I gave myself the spirit absorption at level 3. That's why I take an attack speed reduction just for the attack speed with that lined up with Yearning 3. I use all my level 10 gems. It's exactly the same gem as before. And other than that, they're just my stats that I didn't change anything about it. And then I'm just testing. So what's the best combo to do to fit as many skills as possible? So let me just show you. Let's just make it 30 seconds. Just start with the basic rotation. So the rotation is, it looks like this. Start test, let's go. So what happens, you guys can pause it and you guys can, you know, make the video slow motion or something. During red dust window, you use a finish strike, and then overdrive, and you will cancel the last animation of overdrive. So the finish animation, you cancel it into Sword Storm. Then you start Brave Slash, and you cancel it with Hellblade. And you have like 0.2, 0.3 seconds that you still have the red dust up, and then you can use Tempest Slash. But the timing is really, really tight. So what you can do, especially in your real fight, you probably don't have the 8 seconds or more than 8-second time that the boss just standing still, letting you to do the back attack, right? So you probably just go this. You just use your counter skill, your chain swords, and you activate your Tempest Slash. That's the real fight scenario. You probably will not have the timing to do the Tempest Slash. Because the Tempest Slash, the first, I think 2 to 3 hits, you can still get it into the combo, but it's only for the first 3 hits of Tempest Slash. So you get this into Red Dust. And I did some account yesterday, 2 account hearts, and also for this normal different search just to testing out my skill rotation. And to be fair, in real scenario, you actually want to use your Sword Storm as last, not before these 2 skills. You actually want to do it as last one before you go to your counter and Tempest Slash. That's in real scenario. So you do this. But with this rotation, you miss like 0.1, 0.2 seconds, and you probably will not fit any skill of Tempest Slash or any hits of Tempest Slash into Red Dust. And the reason I want to do Sword Storm as the last one is because it's only 1 hit. Instead of doing the Hellblade, that's the 2 hits. The chances are the boss is moving around, and you really don't want to miss your second hit in Hellblade, because that's the most damage from Hellblade. So in that case, if you miss Sword Storm, that's fine, but you don't want to miss Hellblade. And I also did another test with the rotation. There's actually another rotation that does a little bit more damage, just a little bit. But I mean, if you want to test, you want to test it, right? The other rotation is with power break. I don't think anybody used power break before, but but in that case, you have to remove your counter, man. Oh my God. Please don't copy this build, please. Uh, and you can take whatever room. I like to let me see. I just don't put any rooms in there. It's just the showcase of the rotation. 4 points, save it, and this is actually the rotation for Mayhem Berserker for the max damage, right? Let's go. And the reason why this works so good, just look at the timer, just look at the rotation timer. Everything lines up perfectly. You won't miss a single second. You won't miss anything. Everything keeps lining up. And this one does a little bit more damage than the counter. So this is the max damage rotation for Berserker. I mean, just from my testing, okay? But I rather not use it because there's too many fights even in Akan. I wish I had a counter in certain case. Otherwise, I'm gonna change my skill all the time. And the other thing I want to talk about is runes. So the most of the runes you can just copy other guide, and if you play Berserk for a long time, it's pretty standard. And there's one rune I wanna talk about, especially. That's the rune I use on my counter skill on my chain swords. The rune I'm using is Quick Charge. That give me a chance of reduce our cooldown for 16%. And I think the rune explains itself. You just get a quicker, better chance of having your next rotation up. Because when you use your counter skill, you have already finished your main rotation. So if it pops, if it proc, you reduce so much cooldown on every other skill you have. And let me just show you. Maybe it's probably gonna proc. Let's go this. Let's use it anyway. Oh my god, really? It doesn't proc? You should proc, man. Oh, okay. That's fine too. It doesn't proc, but if it procs, it's a damage boost. And what you see now, you can pause the video like a few seconds ago. What you just see is during my last rotation, my skill rotation doesn't line up anymore. You know why? It's this. Your Nightmare has two phases, the magic addiction and the boundless MP. So if you dropped your magic addiction, which is very important for Mayhem Berserker with Nightmare set, what happens is when you go to boundless MP, your cooldown will reduce for 23%. Okay? Every time when it happens, you just mess up your rotation. So this rotation doesn't line up anymore. The moment you drop your magic addiction, that's really bad for Berserker. The shit just happens, as you can see, because I don't have a support right now in testing. I cannot get Heavenly Blessing or the one from other support from Bard and Paladin. So I have no MP generation from the support. And if support cannot keep it up, you drop your magic addiction. That's when your rotation getting really fucked. Come on, Chainsword, proc for me, please. Oh, it procced. Nice. So okay, my next rotation a little bit easier, a little bit earlier. See, no, it doesn't line up. It doesn't line up. This is so bad. I want to support, man. So as you can see, it can happen if you lost your magic addiction, and then suddenly your rotation just doesn't line up perfectly. As long as you have magic addiction, you don't go to the other states, you will always have your perfect rotation up. It's always perfect. Man, if I want something to be changed on Berserker, to be fair, Mayhem Berserker doesn't need damage buff. They really don't need. The thing, if I really want it to be changed, is the activation time of the skill. So I'm not talking about animation time or animation finishing, but I want Berserker to have better activation time on skills. Because certain skill just feels really slow to activate. It takes a long as time. Man, look at this. You have to jump up, you do your skill, even strike wave. It takes a long time. It just feels snappy. Sometimes it just really don't feel that smooth at all. And even the brave slash, it takes like almost half second to even be activated. It's just slow, man. If Smelgate, you ever see this video? I'm a Berserker main, man. Just listen to me. Remove some of the activation time, please. I'll be very happy. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.